Hey guys. Okay, some updates, and I just asked Christ about George Bush, the one that just died. And I asked him about George Bush. He said, I asked, well, where is George Bush in the big scheme of things? And Christ said, he's in the fortress. And I go, what's the fortress? And he said, the fortress is an absolute zero. So, absolute zero. Now, zero is your Christianity. You leave Christianity, and zero is where anything goes, like normal society. Absolute zero is, and I go, oh, what do they do in the fortress to someone like George Bush? And he goes, the fortress is there for people that do severe crimes against humanity, stuff like that. And I'll get back to the zero thing. For people that do severe crimes, to get to the truth of what's going on, you go to the fortress. And that's what Christ said. I guess I was there to get to the truth in the fortress. I don't know. I gotta find out about that. I'd like to know what I did so wrong, other than blowing up Atlantis. My soul, spirit. But anyway, that was a long time ago. I guess my innocence said I was there twice, but I don't know why. It said it's really beautiful there, but it's an absolute zero, which means the absolute truth of everything you did in this lifetime. So he's spilling the beans, and then when all that's done, he is weighed, and his soul goes to where it goes. How they do it, that's a whole book in itself, man. But basically, you weigh yourself. Okay, so your spirit weighs your crimes. Whoever's there reads that off you and puts you where you're supposed to go. So basically, what you did bad, you weigh yourself. The people that are there reflect that, are in touch with God, and off you go. Where you go, who knows? Maybe he's gonna go to down low in hell and make little lava rocks into smaller lava rocks. I don't know. But that's where he is, the fortress. I guess it's really nice in there. And what you do is also, I guess what happens in the fortress is you're weighed and judged and all that by yourself, by your own stuff. They take that information with God, and it's dropped out. You're sent out to where you're supposed to go. Now, also it's for a renewal, start over, stuff like that, like really important things for people that die. There's some more stuff. So I guess, from what I understand, it's a whole bunch of serious stuff at the fortress. And it's an absolute zero. And absolute zero, to me, what they're saying is so you can live in zero, or you can live in Christ, with Christ, where I am. Or you can live in the Muslim world and get your 12 virgins or whatever. I don't know. I don't even want to go there. Not for a while. Ask Christ some stuff about that. I like to know, but I haven't done it yet. You can live in any culture you want, but all the cultures, it's sort of like the UN. The fortress is, to me, it feels like sort of like the UN for all the cultures, all the things, under all the gods you live by. And you go there and you're judged by absolute zero, which is God and you. And you judge yourself. And they go through everything you did, I guess, so every single thing. They weigh it, and off you go. Which is pretty cool. I sort of like purgatory, you know. Absolute zero is sort of like purgatory. In a place called the Fortress. I don't know. There's a lot to it. I just laid down for 5 minutes to get that information. Back on track, I asked about the remote viewer guy last night before I went to bed. Christ started crying. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh man, this is it. I'm done like a dinner. And Christ goes, you don't even know, do you? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, you have no idea. And my wife comes in, she goes, you have no idea what you did, do you, Rich? I'm like, well, I know what I did, but what happened after that, I have no idea, no. And Christ is just crying. And he goes, you saved him. My wife, Christ, said, you saved him. Saved the remote viewer guy. I guess the remote viewer guy went back to Christ. And he's gone back to Christ. So Christ was crying about that, because it's always good to have someone that left and came back. Now, I asked him, well, why did he leave or whatever? And Christ said, many lifetimes ago, or a lifetime ago, he was a priest. And I'm thinking like England, old England. I'm feeling that. I'm not saying that's what happened. But Christ said he was a priest in a past life, past incarnation. And he was a Christian priest. And everything was going. Then he saved 3 prostitutes. He saved them. Then he started having a good time with them. Basically owned them. He started having a good time. He dropped his priest stuff. He let go. He forgot about the priest, Christian priest. And under that, because he started screwing the prostitutes, there was just a big orgy ball. There's certain rules for priests. And he broke them all. So with that, he was booted out of Christ and went to live in zero. I guess there was something else he said. I don't know what lifetime it was for this guy, but Christ said he also saved 2 people. Now, I don't know what lifetime that was, when he was a remote viewer or whatever. He saved 2 people, and so that's good for him. So when I found him and did my thing, he gave it all up and went back to Christ. But he was basically, they said he was Christian, but he was living in zero. Now, I don't know how that's figured out. I guess I was a Christian living in zero. And I was just like, he's just like what I was before I got my skins ripped apart. I don't know, and then so Christ is all crying about that. When Christ cries, he's like glorious, man. But it freaks you out in your ego because you think you're being condemned, all right? But it turns out, no, you did a good thing. And Christ is crying about it, and he said, you have no idea, do you, what you've done? And I'm like, no, I go through this every once in a while, where I've done something good, but I don't know about it. They're writing it up in the newspapers and stuff. I don't know, but that's what he told me. So this is a little bit of updates on what's going on. So I think pretty much the remote viewer guy I wanted to bust, I busted him. He went back to Christ. Christ is all happy about that. I thought I was in trouble. Turns out I wasn't. And that's that with the remote viewer guy. And then I asked about George Bush. I got that. George Bush is in the fortress, being judged and weighed for severe crimes. People that do severe crimes go immediately there, and they're judged and weighed and all this stuff by themselves. Their own God, their own soul, what they did on the earth is their own responsibility. The priests or whatever reflect that and say you go here for 50 lifetimes. And you're basically there for a long time. That's what I'm getting. And it's an absolute zero, which is even more zero than normal zero. So there you go. And zero's not a bad place. You can live through God in zero. You just don't want to be part of the Christian program, hardcore Christian program of Christ. Or you do, depending on where you want to go. And it ain't that bad. I mean, in Christ, you're drinking beers, you're hanging out, you're doing good stuff, you're saving people, getting bad guys. Okay, and then it's pretty much, but there's no violence, there's no crime. Zero crime, zero violence, because no one wants that, so they go there and live in these places, like St. Lucia and stuff. St. Lucia is for troubled people, but it's in Christ. Lucia, with an E apostrophe, Lucia. That's where I am right now. And like all the places I've been, like Rose City, all it is a bunch of people hanging out, having a good time. And Christ consciousness world, all the way up from zero, or from tier 1 all the way up to tier 8, 9 and above. Other people want to live in zero and do that. You can do that there. So, and you can, if you're a Christian and you're living in Christ consciousness, you can go live in zero. You don't have to stay in these Christ cities. You can go live in zero. If I'd still be a Christ in zero. But you get all the extremists out there, right? Fighting and bitching and yelling. You get bad guys and good guys. It's just like here on Earth. But absolute zero is judgment area. Judgment, man, and renewal and stuff like that. Where, let's say you committed so many crimes and you've done your 50 years in hell, 50 lifetimes in hell, and you gotta come up. I can hear Christ is crying now. I don't know what. And oh, he's happy I'm saying this. And then you come up and you get renewal. So when you kill somebody, you lose your sparks, okay? You gotta start all over again. You lose your sparks. And it takes 22 lifetimes to get one spark. Incarnations to get one spark in your heart from the Creator. And you earn sparks. You do really good things, self-sacrifice, you get extra sparks for each one of those. And you go up. You kill someone for the sake of doing it, rape a kid, eat their flesh, drink their blood. I can go on and on. And George Bush was wrapped up in that so fucking tight you wouldn't believe it. So that's what he's doing. You kill one person, you lose a spark that took you 22 lifetimes to acquire. A self-sacrifice from God. You lose that spark. Do you get it? Keep your sparks, man. Keep your head, keep your soul, keep your mind, keep your spirit all one. You don't want to lose those sparks. Anyway, you gotta live another 22 lifetimes. Go to renewal. Start all over again. Fuck. Brutal. I ain't never doing that. That's why when you see people that are innocent dying and they're not fighting back, I don't know. I'll fight back. So I'm all about defense and stuff. But anyway, just throwing these around. Added a couple of updates. Oh yeah, where I thought I ripped my skins yesterday. Where I thought I ripped my skins. Turns out, no. I didn't rip my skins. Christ put 2 needles in my head and the energy is flooding out. In St. Lucia, when I was in the hospital, they put 2 pins in my head, like pressure pins. What are those things that they put in your skin and it relieves pain and stuff? Those things. Well, they put them ethereal implants type things in your head to hit pressure points in your brain, activate things. They did it to me to take my aggressiveness away because I was really angry a couple weeks ago. So now I'm just mellowed out. This energy is flowing out. They said I ripped my skins. I was bleeding. I'm like, yeah, right. I figured that out last night. Just something wasn't right about it. I don't bleed. If I rip my skin, I don't bleed for a week, man. 2 or 3 days at the most. And it's still pouring out of me today. It's been a week now. Anyway, that's an update. This is what goes on in Grace Consciousness. So I haven't seen the fortress. I asked, can I go see it? And he goes, nope, not today. But anyway, George Bush is in the fortress, delivering the truth, hanging himself. The New World Order. Anyway, he implements policy. He worked for the CIA. He's off in South America, killing kids, starting wars. Every fucking war he started, and all the kids that died in it, that accounts for something, man. And you fucking kill innocents by a war that you created? Holy shit. Alright? It all goes. You're put in charge, and that's what you do? You get what I'm saying? You're put in charge, and you go out there and start wars over politics, money, and oil. Holy fuck. Man. There you go, guys. You kill one innocent kid in a fucking war you created, let alone hundreds and thousands of kids, innocent kids. And now you know why he's in renewal in the fortress in absolute zero. Said it's pretty there. It's a beautiful place to be. Oh, I don't know, man. Okay. Anyway, guys. Talk to you later.